welcome to A Healthy Cleveland. Before I introduce tonight's guest, I'd like to start off by withdrawing a statement that I made last week regarding all raw food diet. What I meant to say was a raw food-based diet. By the way, stick around at the end of the show tonight for a delicious fruit and veggie smoothie. Also, if you can go to the website and you click on the raw food link, you can get your own Vitamix shipped for free. However, great health is much more than eating raw food from a blender. On our first show, we not only saw the creative works of Robin Stone musically, but we also saw some creativity in homeopathic therapy with finding our frequencies. In our second show, we discovered the community, how great and what good work can be done in the community with Kevin Richards from Roots of American Music and taking music to inner city schools that do not have the money to fund music programs. Tonight, we're going to tie it all together and with our guest, and I just want to introduce him real quick. Tonight, our guest is Tommy Wiggins. In 1996, Tommy was hired by the Cuyahoga Community College as a Director of Recording Arts and Technology. Tommy, welcome to the show.
Dana, it's great to be here.
We're glad to have you. The Recording Arts and Technology was quite a project in the making. As I mentioned, you were hired in 1996, and I know that your first students started, or the classes started in 2001, but this project in the big picture was a lot more undertaking in the making. Incredible building was put up in Cleveland for this effort, and in junction with the library for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, correct?
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
And I would expect that, you know, from the time that you started this in 1996 to when the classes started, you guys were obviously building up to and raising the money for something that is obviously quite bigger. How did you go about that? Was it just classes that funded the money, or?
Well, let me back up a little bit. Back in Minnesota, in Minneapolis and St. Paul, I founded and directed a similar program at a technical college. It was a 2-year program, a 5-semester program, just like Tri-C is a community college. And Dr. Jerry Sue Thornton, who is the president of Tri-C, was at one time when I was starting up the previous program, she was the president of a college there. So she kind of knew what the deal was, and the fact that what I was really doing there was to do what I call building a recording culture. You know, there's a lot of musicians around who are creative. They have access to gear, but they don't know how to record. So I built a program from scratch there back in the 80s, late 80s to mid 90s, that really kind of put Minneapolis and St. Paul musicians and gave them the tools to do, you know, this is, to do exactly what you like to do. You know, you're a creative writer, I'm a creative writer. And so there was nothing like this in Cleveland. So she said that she recruited me to do this. And because she knew that it was successful and she knew that Cleveland needed it, and she was right on. And what she said in the beginning when she lured me here in '96 was, you know, start out small, and eventually big things will happen. Well, we're 3 years into what is now called the Tommy LaPuma Center for Creative Arts. Tommy LaPuma, who is he's a multiple Grammy producer with just a list that goes from Miles Davis to Diana Krall, as far as and now he's producing a Leon Russell album, and George Benson, and he did the new Paul McCartney album of love song ballads, and Natalie Cole, Al Jarreau, all kinds of folks. He basically came back to Cleveland and endowed several $1 million to the Center for endowments for scholarships and to bring in artists in residence and packages, and those are some of the things that I'm going to be able to work with Tommy now to bring to the college, national, international musicians.
What are some of the successes of the people who have come up through the program?
Well, we started our program, and we started, 2 weeks before 9/11 was our first class. Some of those people, actually one of the persons who was in my program at the time, who started out as a freshman, his name is David Kennedy, He is now my assistant program manager. So he's come all the way up and gotten a lot of great skills. We have people doing major tours. You know, Cleveland is kind of hard as a recording market because there aren't that many big studios. You got to start your own thing, and it's all entrepreneurial. So we teach the entrepreneurial side of the business. But we've got most of the successes that we've had so far have been in live sound. We've got people on Circus Soleil tours, people on Madonna tours, people on Arcade Fire tours. I mean, those are the kinds of jobs that do exist. And a lot of people have started their own recording studios, their own businesses. But it really gets down to the fact that a lot of the students that come to us, you know, age 18 to age 50, you know, so it's they're all musicians, whether they're trained or not. They want to learn how to record their own music. And so whether they're working a regular day job or whatever, and come home at night, you know, have dinner, grab that cup of coffee and go into the studio until, all of a sudden it's midnight. They're there to create their own music. And I am like the person who is, I put my money where my mouth is. That's what I do every night. You know, because creativity is the big thing. So be creative. And the thing that Cleveland has that is really, really cool is Cleveland has a community of musicians of all different kinds of genres. But what it didn't have when I got here was a recording community. You know, there's a lot of live players, but there's no music business to speak of. So what we had to do is to kind of build the business side. So we got to teach you how to be your own business, because if you don't do that, you know, we can teach you music skills, we can teach you recording skills, but you also have to have business skills if that's what you want.
True.
You know, so it's really a three-legged stool. You know, and it's so it's the creativity, you come to create. It's the collaboration. You know, we don't work in a vacuum. You know, you and I are going to collaborate on a songs that you have never heard in your life, but you know your antennae are up, and you know we're going to groove. You know. So and then it's community. You know, we're the community college, and we do not take that lightly. We need to be responsive to the community and to what the community has, what the community needs. And in my case, and in our case, it's recording and music, and the live sound industry and music business. We need that if we're to grow. In Northeast Ohio is to grow as a music center. And so it's community. Every 5 years, the voters vote a levy that basically funds a good percentage of IC's, you know, operating capital. And so we have to be responsive to people, and we have to train people for jobs, you know, in the industry, whether it's working. You know, there's a lot of jobs in music retail. You know, if I train, you know, if we train our students to know how to run the gear, then, you know, that's half the battle. That's the first step of being, you know, good sales. You know, because you know the
Knowing
gear.
the product.
Yeah, know the product, and then being able to talk to people and say, well, okay, this is what a compressor does, or you need this kind of microphone because, you know, of these characteristics. You know. That sort of thing. But community is the big thing. We have to bring what we do to the community, and we have to draw the community into what we do. So creativity, collaboration, community, that's Tri-C, right? It's the new Tri-C in my model. And so that's kind of the mantra that we kind of project.
Now you have a huge influx of musicians coming through the school to do the recordings, and I thought it was amazing the way the project is laid out, to where you can have an orchestra or a rock band in the one room and have multiple projects going on in many other different MIDI studios and other rooms as well. Yeah,
we can actually have about 4 bands or artists going on at once in our 7 studios, you know, live. You know, kind of back up. We're in what's called, you know, in the Tommy LaPuma, I use the branding, right? Tommy LaPuma Center for Creative Arts. It's 75,000 square feet, 4 floors, We share it with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's archive and library. They've got about a third of it for their new archives. And I'd like to talk about that in a little bit because it's really, really cool. And I have a Rock Hall library card. I mean, come on. I have a library card from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Come on. And actually, everybody who's listening, they're free. You come down, you can read, you can listen. They'll bring out CDs. They've got turntables. You can go through Ahmet Ertegun's papers. It's so beyond belief. What we do on our side is we have the recording school. We have a video and digital film program, and we've got a really, really great jazz studies program that basically has a 2+2, so it's an articulation with Berklee School of Music. So you go to Tri-C for $70 or $85 a credit hour for the first 2 years, and then you immediately transfer to Berklee as a junior.
Wow.
And we've had a lot of
benefit.
a lot of good students have gone through there. Berklee, Juilliard, those types of places. So what we do is to, as much as we can, interface with the musicians, in the jazz studies program. But really, we need bands. It's like barber school. You come in and we, if you are a student, we take you through all the different recording studios, and you'll learn a system of recording. And then you're able to utilize new gear as it comes out, because we don't just teach a piece of gear. You got to teach a concept and a theory. So that's the kind of work that we do, and it all culminates in what is known as Crooked River Groove. Your band, Dangus Kincaid, was on our show, and what we offer to the community, to bands of all genres, is the ability to have, to do a live 45-minute set of materials, so we can give you, a small business. Every band is a small business. Every artist is a small business. Here's your package. Use it for what you want, commercially, promotionally, whatever. And we also bring you on to do the interview program, Words and Music. We just won our 5th Emmy. 5th Emmy. I should have brought it here. I just got it today. It's like an Emmy for, and
wow.
what it is, it's for people who don't know, Crooked River Groove is based loosely on Austin City Limits, where it's a live program, and the bands all play, no matter what the genre. You have to play original material.
Sure.
We will not let anybody play cover material, because we're about creativity, right? Remember the first of the C's? There's going to be a quiz.
The first two?
There will be a quiz. What's the first of the 3 C's? It's
creativity.
You got it. Okay.
Community.
Community.
And collaboration.
And collaboration, right? Exactly. So, that's the whole deal. And to date, we started our Crooked River Groove shows in January, even before we started the school. We started that in January of 2001, and to date, we've had over 200 bands on our shows.
Wow.
And they're all from Northeast Ohio, just about, a few traveling bands through, but we've been able to help 200 bands and give them all that material for free, because what it does is allows us to have all of our students work on the shows. So the whole idea is that to us it's curriculum, to us it's helping the community, and everybody wins, and no money changes hands.
Well, that's amazing.
It is.
Obviously, the students have to pay for the classes, and there's a tuition
that
they go through. Mm-hmm. And is it expensive to go to the school? Or? No,
actually, we are the most reasonably priced recording school on the face of the earth. I mean, it costs our students maybe a couple $1,000s a semester to go to school, tuition, fees, books, et cetera, where some private schools are like, 40 grand.
Wow. Yeah. And being in that studio, it was such an amazing experience. I mean, you're in a real, incredible $1 million, I'm sure they spent millions of dollars on the equipment there, the cameras on the cranes, and the stage and the lighting. It's just incredibly beautiful. And the way it all comes together, and the feeling that you get from being on that stage is a really great feeling.
We want to provide again, we are training small businesses, so it's the first time that most of the bands have ever been on a stage that big, have ever been treated with respect, have ever gotten a decent monitor mix,
Sure.
and then you go to the interview show. You know, to me, it's a great training ground, and my job as the host of the Words and Music interview show. I'm kind of a coach. You and I get to talk, and we've done this before. I'm asking you questions about you and your music. How many people have ever done that to you, with you? Probably very few.
Right.
And we're kind of training the bands to be professional, as well as we're training the students to be professional. It's the most fun part of my job that there is.
Well, which brings me to you. Obviously, you're a songwriter and a recording artist in your own right. And the last album gave me of yours was A Good Wife, which I loved. And
I got two more since.
So you're behind. Hook me up. I got to get with it. But you know, going back, what was your what started it all for Tommy Wiggins? What was the inspiration in the early years? And
well, actually, the first inspiration, I've been always interested in music since I was a little kid. I never took our high school. It was a Catholic high school, and there was no band, but I was interested in music. And back when I was growing up, actually, the Lawrence Welk Show was the big hit on Saturday nights at 6 o'clock, the Lawrence Welk. And I was enamored by Myron Florin, who's the accordion player, and I was 8. And I had the choice between getting an accordion or a brand new Schwinn bike. I picked the accordion.
Wow.
I picked the accordion, and I took lessons, and I was in an accordion orchestra. It was kind of like the worst, you know, like you've heard of Suzuki music and the little kid orchestras. Well, this was an orchestra of 20 or 25 kid accordion players in rows.
Neat.
It must have been like ridiculously loud and awful, but we were having a good time. But then, you know, I got tired of that but then a couple of years later, all of a sudden the British invasion came. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, but my favorite was the Animals. Eric Burdon, who I just got a chance to master his new record. It's awesome. The guy still has his pipes. But Alan Price was the keyboard player. And The House of the Rising Sun, and he played on, Alan Price played on all the earlier Animals hits, and I was hooked. So then I had to buy a combo organ and an amp, and then it was bands all the way. So from that,
guitar came after that. And
guitar
other
came
instruments?
in. Yeah, other instruments. I like to say I play the recording studio because it's like it doesn't take that much skill to play something rudimentary if you have time, and if you play in tune, and if you can groove.
Right.
And I got this thing called the 5 T's: tuning, timing, tempo, tone, and if you get all those 4, and if you have taste, you can do it. So I should have got a T-shirt called the 5 T's. Tommy's 5 T's. But
market that.
You know, yeah. Well, I think I will in my next life, which is going to start almost any day now, actually.
So you're ending the chapter?
Yeah. Well, the thing is I've always been involved in education, and I didn't want to go on the road, so I went into the studios. So I learned the studio business, and because that kept me sane. I've still been married to the same person for 40 years, which is ridiculous.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We got married when we were
awesome.
14.
I was going to say.
Just like Jerry Lee.
Shotgun wedding?
No. No, actually, but her parents said, uh-oh, what are we getting into? And they're still alive. In fact, George's dad is going to have his 90th birthday.
Wow.
And we're going to play at the wedding. I'm going to play at the wedding, or at the anniversary. So
how do you stay looking
so
young?
So young.
40 years of marriage.
40 years of marriage. Well, the thing is that I did play in the bars for a long. You know, the bars can run you down because you're close to and in proximity with elements that aren't particularly healthy to people's lives when you're playing in bars. First of all, back in the day, there was no smoking business, and Guess where the singer is? On a stage, in a bar, up near the ceiling, and guess where all the smoke from the cigarette rises?
Right
okay,
there.
so
Yeah.
I'm singing 4 sets a night, right?
Sure.
So I'm hyperventilating secondhand smoke. So after a while, I didn't, we did the 4, 5, 6 nights a week thing, and then I ended up playing, just doing weekends for a long, long time, and I had, some really good bands, played some really good gigs. I've, started our first recording was 1974 and 72, and then my first solo album was 1980. So I've been involved in it, but I have a family disease, a history, a hereditary disease of hyperlipidemia, so I get high triglycerides. So I have to have a low-fat diet. So that's my secret. You asked for my secret.
Gotcha.
It's not internal, it's external, and it's not
something you were forced to do, basically.
Yeah, it's not any self-control, but really self-control is needed every day. I mean, because I picked up a packet of dressing. I ordered a chef salad, and you always have the you can have the stuff on the side, and a little packet of dressing has 17 grams of fat in it. It's like, that's a lot of fat for one thing, and what does it provide? Taste.
Right.
Well, so, how do you get, there's other ways, there's cooler ways to get taste.
I think a Snickers bar's got like 40. I read it the other night, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, right. So every day when I'm on the road, when I'm traveling, I've been a lunch pail guy for years, even though I work in a, I'm an administrator. Right, so, but that's the only way that you can eat healthy. And 4 years ago, my wife and I discovered yoga. And so we've been going to yoga 3 times a week for that full time. And the thing of it is what yoga does. I mean, you can get really, really deep into it, and there's all kinds of different kinds of yoga. But really what it is about being aware of your body, being aware of where you are now, and being in the moment, and de-stressing. Most of us have really stressful lives. I know you have a very stressful life, and so you have to actively try to figure out what you can do to de-stress yourself.
Right.
And I've been lucky. I live in the woods, so it's out east of Cleveland just a little bit, and that's been really a savior because I go for quiet. I will not have the TV on. I can't be distracted. I'm not strong enough to not want to just kind of gravitate towards the sound. Any sounds. I drive my wife nuts because I'm too quiet, and I like things too quiet, because when it's quiet, you can hear yourself think.
Yeah.
And that's where the songs come out. When you're trying to think.
So you meditate.
Well, I don't meditate. What I do is I basically calm myself down. To me, that's a good Western meditation, because we don't do enough of that stuff. And so, there's nothing mystical about what I do. I don't have the attention span to be really, mystical. And I do yoga for balance, to center myself. All in a good way, and for a chance to kind of like connect my mind and my body, so I'm really aware. If you're aware of what your body's doing, then all of a sudden you go, oh, well, I maybe shouldn't be doing this to my body, or maybe that second glass of wine isn't the cool thing to do, even though I want, or the third one.
Especially if you're driving.
Yeah, and texting at the same time, of course.
And texting.
While eating a Big Mac.
I don't know, do you know Bob Salmon?
Yes, I know who he is.
He just was hurt this week, so.
Really?
Send out some prayers to Bob. He looked up in his rearview mirror and saw the top of a guy's head.
I read that on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Facebook junkie, are you? Or I'm a total.
That's where I get.
That's where I got it too. Yeah.
He has a great music missive too that he does every Monday. He sends out. It's pretty cool because it's collaborative. Mm-hmm. He follows the area's folk musicians, some of the best folk musicians in the area, Jim Schaefer and some other people.
Yeah.
But
that's where I get some of my tips, is from his tips on folk musicians.
Excellent. So you're moving.
My wife got a really, really great job. She's a medical geneticist. She got a job in Vanderbilt in Nashville. So we are moving to Nashville. My house is about 1 mile from what's called the Bluebird Cafe. And the Bluebird Cafe is like the epicenter of all Nashville songwriters. I mean, Nashville's a music town, and it's not just country. It's like country and rock. I mean, there's a lot of rock going on of different stripes, and more Texas, you know, roots music and things like that. And but the Bluebird Cafe is where all the singer-songwriter rounds came from, and all the hit songwriters who don't sing them themselves go down there and then they sing. So they have a Monday night open mic night where you can sign up and play 2 songs, and it's seriously a mile from where my new house is. So.
And you're going to have a mastering studio down there.
Going to have a mastering studio, and mastering really is the finish work. It's the finished carpentry of the house, and you put all the polish on all the individual songs. And so I'm going to do that. That's going to be my little part-time job, but the college doesn't want me to leave, and I don't want to leave the college.
So you're still going to be involved.
So yeah, I'll be coming up all the time for the next duration, really, because they still want me to do the TV shows, and you know, so that's we do 32 TV shows a year.
Wow.
So.
Well, when we come back after the break, will you play some music for us?
Oh, I'd love to.
We planned on it.
I'd love to.
All right. We're going to have a quick break for our sponsors, and when we come back, we've got some great music, more Tommy Wiggins, and
Dangus Kincaid, too.
You know it. All right. Thanks a lot, and we'll go to our break here, and we'll see you back in about 8 minutes.
Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
MSC Radio Network weather is brought to you by NeoWeather and NeoWeather.com, Ohio's home for weather. I had another great day outside with temperatures in the middle 70s and lots of sunshine. We could see an isolated shower or possibly a thunderstorm in far eastern Ohio through the evening hours. Overnight tonight, expect a few passing clouds with a low of 57. Friday will be another excellent day with sunny skies and temperatures right around 80 degrees. For your weekend, expect warming temperatures in the middle to upper 80s with plenty of sunshine. We could see an isolated thunderstorm or 2 on Saturday in the afternoon. Right now, the chances of that are rather low, and by any means, it will not be a washout. From the MSC Radio Network and NeoWeather.com, I'm forecaster Mark Spencer.
If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for 2, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Rise above the clutter. Brand your identity and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectiphy backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectiphy backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectiphy can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe, the printer guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
Oh, great. Not another Farmville request.
Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/morningshowcentral.
Denying one Farmville request at a time.
Welcome back, folks, to A Healthy Cleveland. Just a couple of quick announcements. This week at Guitar Center, they hosted the Battle of the Blues. The winner from Elyria, Ohio was Dwayne Carnes, also known as DC. Years ago, I met him. He had a band, DC and the Continentals. Great band. Check out DC when he's playing out in Elyria. We'll put some dates up on clevelandbands.org. Also, did you know that if you are a local band, and you can prove it, you get in admittance to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for free. What a great deal. Local bands, go down and visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One last quick announcement. Cleveland, a couple of weeks ago, passed legislation to ban industrial fats from restaurants, which I thought was kind of interesting. We mentioned a healthy consciousness is sweeping Cleveland. This is definitely big for Cleveland and big change in the community for the health and the food we eat. My guest tonight is Tommy Wiggins, singer, songwriter, and musician. Let's take it away. Song by Tommy.
Here's a song I wrote about my mother, Dorothy Lee. She was an orphan when she was 11, and so She recently passed, and I wrote a story about her life. I was able to play it at her funeral, and I want to introduce the world to my mom. Dorothy Lee was an orphan girl. She was sent away back in 37 to the little Northwoods town. Sisters and her brothers, they weren't around. The girl just turned 11 when she was standing at that station, suitcase in her hand. Mama just turned 11 with a suitcase in her hand. She grew up and she moved on from that little Northwoods town. Left her aunt and uncle at the station. The boys were off to war back in 43. They were good jobs in the city. Mama was pretty. Look out, boys, look out, world. Here she comes, she's the orphan girl. She's gonna find a good life on her own. She met him at a ballroom dance. He had just shipped home from France. Fell in love with the orphan girl. Made some babies and made a home. Her boys made some babies of their own. They called her Grandma. She knew she was blessed beyond her dreams. All she wanted was a family. When she was standing at that station, suitcase in her hand, Mama just turned 11 with a suitcase in her hand. Grandkids there to hold her hand. The picture of her mama on the nightstand. Dorothy Lee knew that her days had come to pass, and she'd be home at last. Look out, boys, look out, world. Here she comes, she's the orphan girl. She found what she needed in this life. Mama's gone, that's all right. She's up there with her Lord tonight. She loved each and every one of us the best. Yes, she did. Train took Mama to that Northwoods town back in 37. And her 3 boys, we brought her back home again in summer 2011. Ballad of Dorothy Lee, the orphan girl.
All right, nice. Is that a newer song or is that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, she died a year and a half ago, so it had to be a new one.
Right.
No.
Sorry.
No, that's, yeah, it's, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Get to play with you.
Yeah, let's play some music. Huh?
Hopefully I won't squeak too
Oh,
much.
no, it's just squeaking time. We got it made.
I got it.
Okay. This song about the weather and how the weather can get really bad. Called Cold Rain Coming Down. Cold rain's coming down, wind whipping through my town. Got off a freight train, sound the cold rain coming down. If you're on the road tonight, you're playing with your life. That makes a widow of a wife, the cold rain coming down. Look out, boys, she's gonna lay you in the ground. Ain't no joy in the cold rain. We're coming down, 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 down. Black fear ripping up my town. The lights are out and the bridge is down. Swollen creek is dirty brown, swirling all around. You can't run, you can't hide. Better men than me have tried. It'll eat you up inside. The cold rain coming down. Look out, boy, she's gonna lay you in the ground. Ain't no joy in the cold rain. They're coming down, 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 down. Yeah. It ain't fair, it ain't right when Mother Nature takes her life. You read the writing on the wall, but when she comes to call, you can't leave and you can't fight it. Better man than me, you tried it. But when she calls, you heaven bound. The cold rain coming down. Look out, boy, she's gonna lay you in the ground. Ain't no joy in the cold rain. It's coming down, 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 down. Cold rain is coming down. Coming down, they're coming down, they're coming down, oh, coming down. Cold rain's coming down.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Is all off new album or?
Cold Rain is actually off my side project with my buddies I've been playing with for actually 40 years as well, called Los Hombres del Norte, and the men from the north. And we go down to Todos Santos, Mexico every winter, and I come up with a batch of new songs. And that we recorded it actually in a little grass hut. We brought the recording gear down, because it's all portable now, and brought some good mics and good mic breeze and everything, and we recorded the entire album down there in Todos Santos.
It's like a weekend getaway. You record the album,
well, it's like a several-week getaway. So that's the good part. So and talk about healthy eating. The local fishermen catch the fish. They supply the small little markets, and you eat the fish basically that day, or they put them right on ice, and you get them the next day. And there's no processed food down there, so you're eating fresh vegetables. You have to watch, the water, because us gringos, we can't handle what they can handle. Sure. But that's the absolute best eating. People really know. Corn, tortillas, and vegetables and fish and beans and rice and it's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, I have one of the
good tequila.
The best times I had was when I went to Brazil. I went to South America for a very short time from a cruise, and oh my God, the food was so great down there. And it's just, I didn't even think it's probably because they don't have a lot of processed food. But yeah, that's got to be.
It's
fun.
the only vacation that I've ever been to where I didn't gain weight. I actually, would maintain, because you do yoga, we play music, and take long walks on the beach, and there's whales there, and it's
nice.
It's like totally awesome. So, good
you got
food.
Another song for us?
I have one more song for you. This is the title song of.
Can I play another one with you?
Please.
All right,
please.
let's do it. Title?
The title is A Good Wife, and it's the title song of an album And actually on the album cover is a painting that a painter did down there of my wife. I commissioned a painting to have her, so she's on the cover. And it's a kind of a folky album. I mean, I do, you know me, I do a lot of keyboards and funky stuff and wah-wahs and everything else too, but this is the softer side of Tommy Wiggins. A Good Wife. Red is a color that knows no hesitation. Never stopped and all the reason why. Blue is the color of midnight inspiration. That's the time when you don't have to try. Yellow is the color of my sweet sunrise. Purple brings the sunset to the night. You are every color in my rainbow. A good wife. Snow melts on the mountain in the springtime. From the Great Divide down to the sea, mixing up with the tides of the 7 oceans, yeah. Fixing up a feast for you and me. Yellow is the color of my sweet sunrise. Purple brings the sunset to the night, yeah. You are every color in my rainbow. Red, green, and yellow, blue, all the colors in between. Every season, every year, all the oceans far and near. Red's a color that knows no hesitation. Never stopped and all the reason why. Blue is the color of midnight inspiration. Yellow is the color of my sweet sunrise. Purple brings the sunset to the night. Well, you are every color in my rainbow. A good wife. Ooh, a good wife. Ooh, a good wife. Here we go. A good wife. Hey man, that was fun.
Wonderful. I love it. I love your tunes.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
This is the reason I'm here. I mean, yes, I sang for my supper. Now,
You sang for your supper.
What do you got?
Earned it, boy.
You know, I don't know anything about Vitamix, other than my good friend has a good friend who has been in the family who's owned Vitamix for so many generations. That's the story I heard today. And so
well, I got turned on. I got turned on to it basically from I went through a detox period and I juiced, and I bought it was a Juice Man juicer, like $80.
Juice Man juicer.
It was great. I could probably sell those, but you know, seriously, you would have to scoop out literally more food than what you were really benefiting from. And although I did lose a lot of weight during that period, and I did eat better during that period, because just juicing alone doesn't just fill you up. Or it didn't me. I was one that craved more. but I was losing a lot of weight, and I got turned on from a friend of a friend through the Vitamix, and found out that I was losing a lot of weight. And I can't honestly remember who told me about it. Actually, it was Lucky, my friend Tony, who I'm going to have on the show in July. All right, he owns Tony's Pizza, but that'll be a healthy show.
What we want to know is can you do a pepperoni Vitamix?
Right.
We were thinking, okay, so you infuse the pepperoni into the tomato, see, so that into the sauce, so that, okay.
Well, there are some things that you cannot blend. I learned at an early age. I had a broken jaw when I was a kid and had my mouth wired shut, and I tried to blend everything. Right?
Okay.
And I think I lived off McDonald's milkshakes, and I'm surprised I'm not diabetic from that 2-month period. But, because literally I drank milkshakes all the time. But you never want to ever blend up ravioli. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
All right. So I've got some really healthy fresh kale.
Okay.
And that's the only veggie part. We're really doing a fruit smoothie with the kale added.
With a side.
And have you ever had it before?
Never.
All right.
Never,
Well, we're in
never.
for a treat. You want to pull this mic back, and we'll go ahead and we'll get set up and get a shot on the Vitamix. Folks, you can get your own Vitamix. I'm sure if you've ever had your own, then you know what we're talking about. All the food stays right there. And one of the other main things that I just, I realized, understood is that, I feel that I get the energy from doing this because my body is absorbing it at such a higher rate. I'm kind of person that is in a hurry all the time, right? And I have to, meditate to slow down. But when I'm eating, there's nothing even slowing down about it. So it's I don't chew my food well. So I think that's one of the reasons I've also benefited from using the Vitamix.
So what I can do is I can drive, do my Vitamix smoothie, and text at the same time, right?
Yeah, you need another.
Without
thumb.
my seatbelt.
There you
yeah,
go.
just let it come.
You need another hand and thumb.
No.
All right.
Wouldn't do it.
So little Dana's
Where
got
should I
us
be?
all
Where
set
should I
up.
stand?
I tell you what, why don't you come over here and have a seat?
Okay.
And
So
we'll get the shot redone here. Not a big
guitar.
deal. I've already checked the power this week, and I got everything ready. So we are gonna rock and roll. All right. First of all, I'll take off the lid. I love it because the lid is so easy to take off. We're going to use a little orange juice. Last couple of shows, Tommy, we used almond milk.
Ooh.
And
my daughter turned me on to almond milk.
soy. I love almond milk. It's so good. And it's good. What's cool about doing it with the vegetables, I'll do like a kale and a carrot and beet. And beet gives it a nice sweet flavor. I can't believe I didn't bring beet tonight. But I'm going to dump this.
What
in
were
here.
you thinking? I
Beet
love
does
beets.
some, when you eat a lot of beet, it does some weird stuff to you. It goes right through you. I mean, I think it's cleaning everything out, but
Well,
some fresh
plumbing
strawberries.
needs to be plumbed.
Now, do you guys ever or juice at all, or do you have anything like this at your house?
No, we do not. We do not. We do not.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have to get you a Vitamix.
Sounds good.
I know where you can get one for free shipping.
I think I saw a video on YouTube last week that said that. Oh, that was you.
Yeah, probably, and Facebook. All right, we got some cups ready. I'd like to thank our interns, Justin and Sherry, tonight. You guys have been a great help, and thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, Justin and
also,
Sherry.
I want to thank Chris, head of the studio here at Morning Show Central. Having a really great time. Thanks again, Chris, for the opportunity for me to get people like Tommy and what they have to say out there. And put that
Okay, so we've
straight up.
got orange juice, we've got kale, we've got strawberries, and we got bananas.
That's it.
That's it.
Takes about 45 seconds. It's actually not
What do we do in the meantime?
as noisy.
Do we talk about, we'll figure
I
it
don't
out.
think you're going to hear anything.
Okay.
It's so fast. And then you got this handy tool. All right.
Okay.
This easy lid comes right off. I'll kick it into high gear. And that doesn't hit the blade, obviously. And it's liquid about 30 seconds. I like it like that, okay? But we're gonna add
It's green.
ice to it and make it like a milkshake.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Or like a fruit shake. A little bit of ice into the mix. That is green. Last week
It's not easy being green.
Did you see last week's show? We made a shamrock shake. I dumped a whole thing of mint.
Oh.
Actual mint leaves into the. I didn't know. It's the first time I actually did it.
Well, you know, in my new life, sitting by the pool, I think this is exactly the thing that I need.
You know what? A mudslide, daiquiris. I'm going on vacation next week, and I'm taking it with me. It's funny you mentioned that. Now we're just going to chop the ice real quick, and we are ready to feast. That is it.
That's it. So it seems more liquid. It's not like thick. Is that typically how you like it? Or?
You know what? We do it different all the time. Every time I do this, honestly, it's kind of an experiment. And we put different foods into it, different fruits and vegetables, and mix them together. I usually do like a kale, a carrot, and an apple is a really simple one.
Peel the apple?
What?
Peel the apple or just?
No, you just cut the apple in half. I cut it 4 ways actually and throw it in there. That way you don't have to let the machine do as much work. You know.
Okay.
7-year warranty on these machines, which is absolutely amazing.
That's right up there with the battery on my Prius.
There you go, sir. Enjoy that cold
So
beverage.
I've never had this. We have to toast first. I will
Okay,
wait.
we will do it. Let's get Justin.
We can.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There you go. And I think I made Justin. Have Sherry still here? Hook her or Chris up, either one. I'm on
Okay.
cuffs.
Belly up to the bar.
All right.
The Morning Show Central Bar.
Thanks once again for joining a Healthy Cleveland. And Cleveland, be healthy.
OMG. Holy Toledo, is that good?
I'm telling you, it's great. Now you know also if you swish it around, in your mouth a little bit, the enzymes from your saliva, when you chew, that go with the food when you swallow, it's not a bad idea to swish it around, swallow them.
So I can taste the strawberries. I can taste the banana. Not really the orange juice, but I mean, there's a tangy. There's an orange, tangy
the
thing.
base of it,
and the
kinda.
kale. What does the kale do?
You know,
Are we still on?
Kale is just good for you. It is like
It's green.
It's got all of the best good stuff of I think most any leafy green vegetable that you can eat. Yeah, it's very high in calcium actually. And you know, I don't drink a lot of milk, so I definitely eat enough kale to actually I don't drink really any milk, and a little bit of meat now and then. But you know, a raw food based diet is the way to go. I'm slim and I'm trim and I feel great. No doubt.
A little vodka in this, maybe?
Oh, man. Let's go. Thanks again, Tommy. So glad to have you on the show.
Oh, you are.
Next
so
week, we are going to have a combined shows all together. And then we have Diana Chittester on the show the week after. So thanks again, Chris. Sign off. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks. This is really good.